Hi, I'm Khaki Catlett, and welcome to WWAY News Channel 3 here in beautiful Wilmington, North Carolina. Known as the Port City, Wilmington sits between the Cape Fear River on the west and the Intracoastal Waterway on the east. The area was named in honor of Spencer Compton, the Earl of Wilmington, who was Prime Minister under King George II. Historic downtown Wilmington, simply put, is just plain cute, quaint, and fun. The historic district is chock full of block after block of gorgeous old homes, many of which were built before and right after the Civil War. The business district offers residents and tourists alike a number of things to do and places to visit, like unique restaurants, shops, museums, and bars. The USS North Carolina, which fought throughout the Pacific in World War II, is one of our most popular tourist destinations downtown. But there's tons of history to uncover all over downtown, like Thalian Hall, built between 1855 and 1858. It's the oldest operating theater in the South. The Burgwin Wright House was built in 1770 by John Burgwin. It was occupied by Lord Cornwallis during the Revolutionary War. There's also the Bellamy Mansion, built just before the Civil War by freemen and slaves. It was taken over by the Union Army when Fort Fisher fell. The fort sits at the very southern tip of New Hanover County. Until the last few months of the Civil War, it kept Wilmington open to blockade runners, supplying necessary goods to Confederate armies inland. By 1865, the supply line through Wilmington was the last supply route open to Robert E. Lee's Army of Northern Virginia. When Fort Fisher fell after a massive federal amphibious assault on January 15th of 1865, its defeat helped seal the fate of the Confederacy. Now it's home to a wonderful state aquarium. Just north of the fort lie our beautiful barrier islands, Curie Beach, Carolina Beach, Wrightsville Beach, Figure 8 Island, and Topsail Beach. As a local's favorite and surfer's paradise, the beautiful shores of Wrightsville Beach draw quite a crowd in the summer. It stays busy from mid-March until the cooler months of October and November, when it becomes once again a quiet residential town. Established in the late 1850s, Carolina Beach was accessible only by ferry or boat. Eventually, officials built a bridge between the mainland and the island, and the area boomed. Today, Carolina Beach has many different marinas with active charter boat basins that offer party cruises and offshore fishing trips. The boardwalk gives a wonderful view of the sunsets across the island, as does the Ferris wheel when you sit in a chair at the very top. An arcade, gazebo, pier, and the many different specialty shops around the area provide a fun night. The beaches and laid-back lifestyle southeastern North Carolina offers has made it a magnet for new residents. Wilmington is one of the fastest-growing cities in the state and jumped past High Point in the 2010 census to become the 8th largest city in the state. Census numbers say there's almost 107,000 people living in Wilmington and more than 362,000 people living in the Tri-County area, which includes New Hanover, Pender, and Brunswick counties. Back in the mid-90s, Nielsen ranked the Wilmington DMA as the 152nd largest in the country. But then came what we called the halfbackers, people from up in New York, New Jersey, and other places across the north, who thought they'd moved to Florida but then fell in love with the Carolinas and stopped halfway to the Sunshine State to live here. The population and housing boom of the late 90s and 2000s made the area explode. At one point, we were the second fastest growing city in the country, beaten slightly by only Las Vegas.
Things have slowed down during the recession, but Wilmington grew so much we're now the 132nd DMA.
The TV station is growing too. In March, WWAY-TV3.com had 220,000 unique users visit, the largest number in the history of the site. We also average 1 million page views a month and are ranked by Alexa.com as the #2 news site in the market behind our local newspaper, which is owned by the New York Times. Wilmington and the Cape Fear are also home to some big economic drivers, like PPD, an international company based here that offers discovery and development services to pharmaceutical and biotech companies. New Hanover Regional Medical Center, which employs almost 5,000. General Electric, which produces aircraft engines and nuclear technology here. And Corning, which manufactures optical fiber. Education is a big part of what we do, too. The New Hanover County school system is the second biggest employer in the area. The University of North Carolina at Wilmington is part of the UNC system. Known once upon a time as UNC by the Sea, the university has become very competitive and is somewhat a challenge to get into. Cape Fear Community College is also a major player within the state community college system. It has the only marine tech degree available on the East Coast and also offers a very high-profile 2-year culinary degree.
Finally, Wilmington is the proud home to EUE Screen Gym Studios, the largest domestic television and movie production facility outside of California.
Movies such as Blue Velvet, Weekend at Bernie's, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Cape Fear, and Firestarter were all filmed here, as well as television shows such as Matlock, Dawson's Creek, and Eastbound and Down were produced here. One Tree Hill on the CW is still in production, but may be canceled this year after 8 long seasons. The recession and lower tax incentives than other states like Georgia and Louisiana put the industry in the doldrums for a few years. But just in the past few months, the lights are back on and production is in full swing.